If you're looking for a mid-range TV on a slightly tighter budget, then you've come to the right place. Today I'm taking a look at two of Philips' most popular mid-range TVs, the 7406 and the 7906 series. So without wasting any more time, let's jump right in. Both of these TVs are very similar in terms of their software, the UI, hardware, and functionality. The main difference that we see is that the 7906 has the three-sided Ambilight, which is the LEDs at the back of the TV. But before all of that, let's begin with the highlight features that are similar on both of these TVs. Starting off with the first and probably the most important one on a TV, the display and the panel. Both the 7406 and the 7906 have the exact same display. We get a 4K Ultra HD LED panel with a resolution of 3840 by 2160 and have performance enhancement features like Dolby Vision, HLG, and HDR10 Plus compatibility. Visuals look absolutely stunning on both of these TVs, with great depth, colors, and clarity. It does a really good job in terms of contrast levels and blacks, and the overall sharpness and image quality is very pleasing and immersive. This has 4K performance you'd probably expect from higher end TVs. And it's also capable of HDR10 Plus, Dolby Vision, and Dolby Atmos sound, which a lot of TVs within this price range don't really have. We've got support for HDMI 2.0, which gives you 4K at 60 Hz, HDR, HDR10, HLG for computer inputs. And for video inputs, you get 4K 60 Hz, HDR, HDR10 and HLG, HDR10 Plus, and Dolby Vision over HDMI for all ports. This again is the same on both these TV models, identical. So watching movies, TV shows will look really great across both the devices, really pleasing, immersive, and enjoyable. Second, let's talk about the smart features on both of these TVs. Now for the software and UI, both of these TVs are operating off of Android TV 10. The UI is identical to what you'd expect on an Android TV, simple and easy to navigate. We of course get access to all the smart TV features like the Netflix app, the YouTube application, Disney Plus, Amazon Prime Video, and along with that you obviously have the ability to go onto the Google Play Store and download different applications that you'd want to. Both TVs also have Google Assistant built in, and if you use the remote and pair it up via Bluetooth, you'll be easily able to use that on command. It's pretty accurate, works pretty much every single time how you'd expect it to. Speaking of the remote, pretty much everything you'd need is on there, right at your fingertips, including shortcuts for Netflix, YouTube, Amazon Prime Video, Google Assistant, and more. It feels nice and tactile with the clicks, and the voice recognition works really well too. The remotes are identical on both of these models, except that the 7906 has an additional Ambilight button at the top to control the Ambilights, and a pretty cool touch from Philips, this button, when you press it down, it also lights up with a light. I like small stuff like that, pretty cool. That actually brings me to the build, design, and the I/O ports on this TV. Now for convenience, on the left side for easy access, you get a USB Type-A, 3.5mm audio jack, and an HDMI ARC. At the back of the TV, you get a digital audio out, another USB Type-A, network input, TV antenna, and 3 other HDMIs. For the build, both TVs are almost identical. The main differentiating factor you have between the two TVs in terms of the design is obviously going to be the three-sided Ambilight on the 7906. If you guys aren't aware, we've actually done a full review on the Ambilight on the higher end TV, which was the 8000 series. I'm going to link that up if you guys want to check it out. But this has a similar sort of thing. So you get the three-sided Ambilight, the left, top, and the right at the back of the TV. You're going to find the LED lights. These lights are called the Ambilights, and they can react to whatever content is displayed on the TV in any current given moment, or they can have a fixed light that you can set by yourself within the setting. The Ambilight makes every moment feel closer by pretty much expanding your viewing experience. The intelligent LEDs around the edge of the TV can help elevate the viewing experience to give you a more enhanced immersion. This can be set to follow whatever video is being displayed or a fixed lighting mode, which is what I like doing. This truly helps set the mood and give you a proper immersive viewing experience. These can also be paired up with the Philips Hue lights to really tie everything in and set a whole vibe for whatever you're watching. The Ambilight is a lot of fun to use for whatever you're watching on it, whether that's movies, TV shows, or even games. Speaking of gaming, let's talk about the gaming experience using a PS5 on the Philips 7000 series TVs. Now no, Neither of these TVs have HDMI 2.1, so don't expect that next-gen console experience, but it is pretty decent. The TV automatically switches to a low latency gaming profile as soon as you turn on a console or gaming device, which is set under the picture modes or the picture profile. This helps reduce the input lag to a certain extent and helps a little bit with motion smoothing, but there's no dedicated VRR mode or MEMC that helps make that smoothing a lot better. Obviously, it would have been great to have VRR built in on this, but considering the price, you kind of can't expect that from a mid-range TV. I can for sure say though that the response time for gaming was far better than the Xiaomi P1 TV that I recently reviewed. That was terrible. Now, when you have the Ambilights turned on with the 7906, it just makes the gaming experience so much better. I tried so many different games, and every game I felt like the immersion was so well amplified with the Ambilights. It's a very special experience. It's something you have to experience firsthand. At first I thought the Ambilight would be more of a gimmick, but honestly, so enjoyable. So finally, who's it for? I genuinely think this is a great TV, one of the best that I've seen within this price range. You get great visuals with HDR10+, Dolby Vision support, the audio is amazing with the Dolby Atmos. If you go for the Ambilight version, the 7906, you get that great immersion with the lights at the back, and it really helps set the mood and the environment. Performance-wise, they're both identical. You can't go wrong with either one. But for me personally, I would go for the 7906 and the Ambilight just because it looks so good. And once you get used to it, when you have a TV without lights, it just feels so boring. I honestly just fell in love with the Ambilights, and I see myself using those all the time. So there you have it. Those are the top highlights from the 7406 and the 7906. Really great TVs for the given price point. Really hope you guys enjoyed this. I've created a whole playlist for you guys to check out other TVs that we reviewed from Philips as well, and their soundbars if you guys are interested. All the links will also be found down below. Thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing for more content like this, and I'll see you again in the next video. Until then,